Thank you so much for tuning back into Valley News Live, taking a look at downtown Fargo. Just a few moments ago, we saw those northern lights dancing right behind downtown here in Fargo, and you can still faintly see them. However, if you are going out and about, remember to look along that northern horizon. But it's going to be a little chilly. Temperatures right now are already sitting at 59 degrees with the winds out of the southeast at just 7 miles an hour, and even up in Grand Forks, also on the cooler side in those 50s at 58 with those winds out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour. But for most of us, we're seeing temperatures still in those 50s. A few of us still in those 60s, like out west with Devil's Lake at 62, Bismarck and Minot still at 64 and 67. But even in areas of central part of Minnesota, we're seeing areas like Bemidji still on the cooler side, sitting at 51. Overnight tonight, temperatures are still going to be on the cooler side, getting into those 50s and some even in those 40s. And that's going to be because we're having clear skies for the first half of the night. We're going to continue to have those clear skies, giving us those cooler air as those clouds act like a blanket, keeping our temperatures warmer. But overnight tonight, we're going to start to see an increase of that cloud coverage out near the Devil's Lake Basin around that 3 a.m. mark, with an increase of those winds as well. But temperatures are still going to get into those 40s and 50s. But by tomorrow morning, for your morning commute, we're still going to have temperatures in those 40s and 50s, and even some areas already seeing gusts up to 20 miles an hour. And where you see these green arrows, that indicates some wind gusts up to 25 and even into 30 miles an hour. But by your lunchtime, we're already warming up into those 70s, as tomorrow is going to be one of our 2 warmer days for us here in the Red River Valley, with some areas getting into those upper 70s, 82 here in Fargo tomorrow afternoon, as we continue to have this band of clouds move to the east of us. But some of us are still going to have those cloudy skies for that chance of those northern lights, especially in central part of Minnesota and even through just north of the I-29 corridor, stretching through Findlay and even into Carrington, as temperatures dip back into those 60s and some in those 50s overnight tonight. But for tomorrow, we're already seeing some northern lights tonight, but tomorrow is going to be the peak day at seeing some of these northern lights. The clouds are going to be mostly to the east of us, but you'll want to get away from city lights and look along that northern horizon. Now, this is a snapshot of what the Space Weather Prediction Center has put out. Now, we're expecting a stronger storm for those northern lights, and that bright red, that's where we're going to see most of that colorful colors, where you see those purples, and we have a red line underneath. That's the viewing line, and some of us may see those northern lights down outside of South Dakota and even into Iowa and Nebraska if those clouds hold on. Now, we're still tracking some clouds in the Southern Valley and in central part of Minnesota. But for tomorrow morning, temperatures are still going to be on the cooler side in those 50s and 40s. But in the afternoon, like I said, for your hometown forecast, we're going to warm up into those 80s and 70s. But we're still going to have those cloud coverage, and we're still tracking those clouds with some rain showers for your Pro-Seed 3-day farming forecast on Wednesday. Temperatures do dip back into those 70s with multiple chances of some showers and even some thunderstorms as we get into Thursday and Friday, as we continue to wrap and continue our temperatures in those low 70s as we get into the weekend, with still more chances of some stronger storms. However, none are looking severe at this point, but we're still having temperatures, Stacy, dip lower and lower into those 70s and even into the 60s by the weekend. But temperatures are still sticking right around average at around 70 degrees. Just hoping those clouds stick around and stay away for tomorrow night.
Yeah, might not feel as warm as today is what you're saying. All right, thanks,
It'll
Shelby.
be warmer tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, good news there. Well, coming up.